Nigeria is a predominantly black nation, so for many, the need to have a Black History Month is not a high priority.
The only relevance it will have is to ensure that whatever celebration that is taking place over there has some meanings back home.
But for others, especially those who have traveled and lived abroad, having racial awareness is necessary. These Nigerians here are reflecting on their experiences of being identified as Black when they went west.
When did you first realize you are Black?
Wow, that's a very interesting question. I don't think I ever thought of it as a thing. Like, I've always known that I was a human being first. I think the first time I started being conscious of, or being aware of my difference from other races was probably in my adult years.
I think I was about 6, because I had one Indian neighbor and then 2 Americans. So the color contrast.
When I went to the UK, there was a time that I went to a store in Harrods, and the way they treated me was a bit different.
And there are always different experiences.
I've suffered more racism in Nigeria than I have in the UK.
And now that they've returned, they see a need for Black history to be taught and celebrated in the country.
Like, I know that there is an importance for understanding Black history, especially for Nigerians who want to live overseas.
But taking 1 month to celebrate Black history might not be enough.
Black history, I mean, it's such a broad term, number one. Number two, in the schools in Nigeria, do they teach Black history? You learn about European history. So what is Black history?
Some young people who have yet to go abroad have an idea of what Black History Month is about, though they aren't entirely familiar with the concept.
It's about like those legends that have passed through like racism because of their skin color. I think Black History Month is the month that we celebrate Black history about our forefathers that came from countries that only had Black people.
As you can see, many people are still new to this whole idea of Black History Month and also the need to celebrate Black history, even though they see that there's a value to it. So it might be best to start at the root of exactly what Black History Month is all about.
2022 marks the 96th year that African people around the world have celebrated Black History Month. Established by Dr. Carter G. Woodson in 1926, this idea spread. Dr. Carter G. Woodson wanted us to consider 5 questions. Dr. Woodson asked us to, number 1, consider if we are freer today than we were. Number 2, Dr. Woodson wanted us to look at our spiritual institutions, our mosques, our churches, our synagogues, our traditional African religious sites, and ask, are they a greater spiritual force than they were? Number 3, Dr. Woodson asked us to look at how we've obtained in the realm of education. Not just how many degrees we've accrued, but are we using that education in a way to build a more just world? Number 4, Dr. Woodson asked us to consider the state of wealth in the African world. Where are we economically? And lastly, Dr. Woodson wanted us to look at our media, our literature. Have we created outlets for Black people to express their joy, their pain, their longings, their achievements?
On the ground spiritual game.
Some schools in Nigeria are making it a point to celebrate Black History Month. Take these students here. They're drawing self-portraits as a way to celebrate themselves while stating what they like about Black History Month. In a world where Blackness is not always valued, building one's self-esteem may be a good place to start.
I like my different colors, I like my hair, like my drawing.
What do you like about your hair?
It's black.
How many people here like their hair? Oh man.
The educators at the school see a need to teach Black history and believe it belongs in the classroom.
Why do you think Black History Month is important, and do you think it's relevant to the everyday experience of Nigerians?
We're Black. Honestly, that's all I can say. I think we're Black. It's part of us. We cannot erase it. You cannot say, because you don't feel connected to the blackness, you do not want to celebrate this tremendous movement.
It's a time where we honor those who have served in the black community, like Chimamanda Adichie, Malcolm X.
A lot of students have lost the concept of black history, and you'll find that a lot of American textbooks don't also carry that in the curriculum.
William, a parent in Nigeria who has moved back from the U.S., wants his children to have a better understanding of the contributions and legacies of black people at home and abroad.
History reminds us of where we came from, but also it reminds us of where we are, where we're standing, and helps us actually see the future and prepare ourselves for the future. I think it's important for me, being a father of two beautiful Nigerian Americans, I think it's essential that they know where their ancestors came from.
Black History Month in Nigeria is a concept that is still catching on, and ideas around belonging to a global black community are as diverse as the 200 million plus people living in the nation. But the conversation has to start somewhere, and people are talking. Itoro Udofia, Arise News.